We're here at the VIGS Hackathon in Vienna, Austria, and I have as my guest Till from Germany. And the hackathon, we're trying to figure out how to use AI to help start companies. And Till is an expert in technology, these interesting subjects that many of us don't understand. So Till, tell me just a little bit about your background and who you work for and what your company does to help business improve their operations.
Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot for having me for this talk here. Yeah, my name is Till. I'm from Visual Makers. We are a company based in Cologne in Germany. And our mission is to help people to work with technology, to, let's say, democratize tech, to enable everybody, companies, also single persons, to work with technology, to build products, to optimize processes, to bring ideas to life, to say it. Of course, we use AI. We also have other tools. We do it with that. The most important thing is always to keep it as simple as possible, and to also make it possible for non-tech people to bring their ideas to life. And at Visual Makers, I'm responsible for all of our projects. So I'm the head of operations, so manage all the client projects, having the right people, the right technology at the right place to make our projects work properly. And nowadays AI plays a more and more important role because it makes you faster, it makes you maybe more creative, and it's also easy to access, I think. So for everybody to use it and to create ideas, to create.
How large is this company?
Pardon?
How large is your company that you work for?
Our company we have 13 employees, so not that big.
It's a small business.
A small business, a remote business. So we are remote first, spread around Germany and Europe with various experts. So a lot of our colleagues come from or have a tech background, but a lot none. Some come from the economics or studied economics. Our founder, one of our founders, has no tech background. And I think she's a very good example how you can be successful as a non-techie in a tech world. And she from her point of view, she with a no tech background, she made it to set up this company and to help others to work with tech, because
she founded the company.
She founded it together with another founder.
Why did she find it? Why did she do this?
Because she had no technical background, and she worked for a company some years ago where she got into process automation and digitalization, and she got in touch with some tools that made it easy for her to do it, and she had no technical background, and she thought, well, that must be the case in all the other companies. It's so easy to automatize processes, and then she got to know it's not the case. A lot of companies don't have these tools, don't have the ability to build things like this. And then she said, it must be accessible for everyone. I want to enable more people to do it. And that was the idea. And then she found a co-founder and moved ahead. Yeah.
If I take tech, I guess we're trying to get inside. Have we just scratched the surface, or are we in the middle of it? In other words, how far are we into tech as a business and a society?
Well, that's a good question. I think it depends always on the people and on the area where you are looking at. I think there are some people that are really deep inside, and a lot of scientists working on the core, on the basis, and develop models.
My question was much more generic. As a society, are we just scratching the surface of tech, or are we really engaged with it and really moving ahead rapidly?
It depends. I think some people are further into it, and some are more waiting and maybe critical. It depends a little bit on the culture, on the country.
Are we afraid of tech?
Sometimes. Yeah, some people are afraid. And they don't understand what happens there, for example. They can't control it. It's a question of control. On the other side, there are a lot of people who see the possibilities. So what you can do with tech, that tech can help you with things, that tech can make new things accessible, new inventions, new maybe, also avoiding some things using tech. So tech is very powerful, I guess. And it's the question, from my point of view, how to use tech properly. And also to have, to respect that it's not that easy for everybody to understand and maybe to get into it.
What makes tech hard to use or to understand?
I think sometimes it's the accessibility. So is it really easy to get access to it? Do you understand it? What happens there? And do you, for some people maybe, is it's like an own world sometimes. And if you're not used to that world, you have to get used to it. And that is sometimes difficult maybe. And I think it's this, accessibility, security, not knowing exactly what happens if you're not so much inside. Maybe this.
So we're at this hackathon, right? And it's a hackathon to try to have AI help us start companies. Right? So sounds simple enough. And so I have sort of two parts to this question. When I think of tech, I immediately think of coding. Right? And when I think of a world and successful people, if you can't code or understand it, at least to use it, you're like out of it. So what made this hackathon interesting, and I don't know if it's the first of its type in Europe, but it is a new way of thinking. Are we really at this stage where we may be able to make people proficient in tech without having to code? Or will that never happen?
That's again a very good question. I think it's getting easier. It's getting easier because you can use, for example, the AI to generate code for you. You can bring in your ideas, because a lot of times you, for example, as a non-techie with a business background, you know your processes, you know how a product is working, and you've got an idea and you want to build it with tech. And now this is possible for you, at least for a first prototype, to give the IT department or developers a very solid or sound idea of what you want to build. And you are able to take part in this process. Of course, it's the question always, how deep can you get into it? And the question is again, will you be an expert? And do you know all the things about security and about scaling this app and so? But you get a really great starting point. You get into it, you can be part of it. And I think that's a great advantage to have this.
So, what people hate the most about tech is talking to a machine, right? I mean, we've all been there. We're waiting hours trying to get this bank AI tech program, right, to solve a problem with my checking account or something. How can we overcome this terribly negative experience we all have with tech? Right. And on the other hand, everybody loves their smartphone. Right?
That's right.
So this is tech that seems to work for us. And there's these other parts of tech, talking to a machine, that we hate.
That's right. A good comparison. So I think this is an impression you can get if the system is built maybe not in a very user-friendly way, and maybe it lacks a bit of functionality. So yes, you get stupid answers. If there is no real knowledge base in behind, then you get standard answers, and it sounds like a machine is answering and talking to you. I think we have really to improve it, and I think we can improve it. So if you have a look at the latest models, they are getting better and better. They are getting maybe more human. They speak differently now. They're getting better and better, but it all depends on the database they have. So only if they have good data and if they know
it all depends on the data in the system.
Yes, it's a very important factor, I think. And otherwise, you will get only standard answers. And
are these programs improving all the time now?
I think so. It's really there are a lot of work is put into it, and I think you can see the development. Yeah, there's still a lot to do, and still I think there's still it's not the situation like, okay, that is really a great conversation, and it's still a little bit like talking to machines. That's right, but I think it's getting better and better every day. Yeah, it's interesting to have a look at this development.
Yeah. What do you see in the next 5 years in tech?
I think
that's not a long time, but in some sense, I know in tech it's a huge amount of time. Yeah. But you know, it's an amount of time that I can sort of think about.
Mm-hmm. I think this whole subject with AI will definitely grow and grow and grow, and we will have more applications, even more applications and improved applications using AI. Will be about communication. So getting information in a process, talking to somebody. This will voice recognition. So I think there will be a lot of things automatized more and more using the AI to standardize processes, to automatize them, to save time, to put your time somewhere else, to be more creative, and a lot of more things to support people and enterprises doing their job. And maybe when you save the time, then to create something new, to be more creative, to improve your core processes.
That will help. Let me ask you a question that's on everybody's mind: security. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. I was just reading that thieves or hackers now are taking your children's voices and then calling you and asking for money or so.
Yes. Yeah.
Are we ever going to get to a point where we feel relatively safe in this environment?
I think it's important to always put an eye on this subject and to have experts, still have experts who can deal with this requirements. And so it's not like, okay, AI can build everything for you. I think you still need the experts for certain parts to put an eye on it, to analyze it, to make it safe. And it's all about the right framework you have to build up using AI. And it's a good question. I'm not sure if there is there always 100% security, but I think it's worth it to put it on the agenda again and to really, in all your things, all the steps you're doing, focus also on these topics and not to forget them. It's important to have them on your mind, I think.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Till. That was very interesting insight into AI, technology, and the future. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.